Darlene Morgan came to Cal to talk about her experience at a residential school. She attended the Anglican residential school. She was taken away when she was 6 and was there for 11 years. When she was released from the school, she had no desire to go home, as she had no mother or father figure. Both parents were drunks, and the mother died while she was still in the school. She was able to learn independence at a young age. In fact, Darlene didn't return home until 2004. The only advantage from her experience at the school was that she came out with a good education. She had 2 sisters who attended the same school, but was unable to speak to them. If so, there were extreme consequences. Now that we know a bit about Darlene, we can explore her stories while she attended the school. She explained that most children were taken away from their homes and put on a plane that arrived at the schools. They created an alarm system at the school because so many children were trying to escape. There was always extreme sexual abuse daily, and everyone knew about it, but nobody tried to stop it. Over 80,000 children died in residential schools from sexual and physical abuse. Although the boys and girls were always on opposite ends of the school, Darlene explained that the boys received the most abuse and were very extreme on them. If anyone cried, they would be whipped for doing so. Darlene learned to stop crying by the age of 7. The whipping would get to the point where sometimes the children were taken to the hospital to receive stitches. If one of the children were to pee the bed, the woman who ran the school would get everyone to gather around the bed where the child had peed and would rub the child's face in the bed until their nose bled. Another time, a girl didn't know how to flush a toilet, and the supervisor flushed the girl's head in the toilet and once pulled out had manure all over her head. When the mother had died, the sisters were informed, and the both of them except Darlene cried. That night, one of the sisters had peed the bed and received the punishment for doing so. Darlene put a stop to it and tried fighting the supervisor. In doing so, she received a massive whipping on display. Darlene explained that she would always step in if the abuse was extreme. When Christmas arrived, the sisters had received no presents and were upset upon it. Christmas morning was the only time all 3 sisters were able to sit down with each other. Other children received parcels that contained many presents, but the supervisors only allowed them to take 1. When Darlene was released from the school, she made a commitment to use her education against the federal government. Darlene still carried these horrific memories with her, and it impacted her in many ways. She can't stand the number 32 because that's the number she was while she attended the school. She won't stand in line, and if there's a lineup, she'll wait until it goes down because they were always in lineups at the school. In the school, children were often organized into alphabetical order. Therefore, alphabetical orders bother her as well. While she attended the school, the children were not allowed to laugh, so they came up with a signal to show when they wanted to laugh and tap their desks. Darlene explains that she only stopped tapping desks 2 years ago and catches herself when she laughs too hard because she was always taught not to laugh. She feels terrified to participate in dances and won't wear Aboriginal blankets. The more clothes she wears, the safer she feels because of all the abuse that happened in the school. Darlene says that even now, the boys never came back home because they felt humiliated. Many men became escorts for lawyers, doctors, and more. That many women who went to residential schools became prostitutes. Families still search for their loved ones who never return home from the schools, but most have died. Darlene says she has friends to this day from the schools and keeps in touch with them. She ends with the Aboriginals' mission is to someday work side by side without any racism.